Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to touch the base on TVs and let everyone know what the difference is in TVs right now. I know it's a big thing, a lot of people asking me a lot of questions. What? So I did a lot of homework and research, try to make sure I have everything right because there is certain things and tricks that TV companies are doing to get you to purchase their particular TV make. So one of them I'll show you. Okay, so on cheaper model TVs, this was an entry-level TV. Samsung will actually have voice command. Some TVs are not voice command. There's only little certain features like this and inputs that might change on a different model or so, but usually most people are buying anywhere from 75 to 85 inch are the most common sizes right now. Sony uses a smart TV function that actually has IR outputs, which allow you to control other devices. Now, their device information system isn't as wide as, say, something as a Harmony control system or RTI or some other higher-end remote control system for your communication between all your equipment. And that still gives these a purpose. Also, the new TV softwares, they can vary. You usually get Google or you're going to get Alexa, and that allow you to voice control again to the TV itself, and it acts like a gigantic AI device. Harmony can also be controlled from Google or Alexa, which I do, and it's just a guaranteed thing that I do for my clients. So anyways, back to TVs. We used to know TVs as being the high-res TVs as 1080p TVs. P standing for progressive scan, which means that if they had lines like this, the progressive lines would go over it and fill in all the holes and make it a completely smooth looking picture, which was fantastic. So once we got out of that generation, we got into the 4K generation is what we're in now. So before TVs, the pixels were a lot larger, and you can actually visually see that in plasmas, and they called it the screen door effect. And what happened again is TVs got bigger, you could start seeing the pixels more. So once you get into 4K, now we're doing 8K. So 8K is double the 4K, obviously, which means they're even finer picture pixels, and they're actually going to give you a sharper picture quality. You will notice a difference in 4K and definitely in 8K. That's the sharpness and the, how smooth the picture looks. So when you have a 75, 85 plus inch TV, these are things that you definitely want to consider. 4K obviously being the least. All the new TVs are going to be 4K now. The difference is the technology in the panel and the backlighting. So before, backlighting was not incandescent, it was just some form of halogen backlighting that would give you a backlight. Like this is an LED backlit. Most LCD panels have LED backlighting. So if you see an LED TV, all that means now is you have an LCD technology with LED backlighting. So moving forward into the higher end TVs, again, they'll have the voice control features and AI and different things like that, different inputs. Outputs for digital, audio, stuff like that. These TVs now are made by LG, and Sony, I believe, is buying LG's panels. I'm not 100% sure on that. But Sony does have OLED, and if you look at a Sony, their color engine is it's fantastic. It's going to give you the most vibrant colors. And OLED is organic liquid crystal display. There is no backlight, which makes the TV extremely thin. It's exactly what we have on our phones. And another technology that Sony has, and I believe they still own the patent that nobody else can use, is Gorilla Glass. And it's a thin piece of very resistant glass. And some people like it, others don't. I don't think they're using it that much anymore or at all, because the most TVs are using anti-reflective surfaces. OLED is it has such a deep contrast, it's almost untouchable. Samsung has no OLED TV. They are not ahead of the game right now. They are not the best on the market. I love Samsung. They have a great software. The TVs they've had a really good longevity life since they've had their power supply problems. right now, if you're looking to get a TV and you want the best of the best, Sony is going to be your TV of choice. If you can afford 8K, step into 8K, you know, depending on whatever size you have. LG TVs I've always liked also, however, they do have reviews of having a hot spot in the middle where you see like a black burn-in. The burn-in can go away. It wasn't like the plasma days, however, that was the only complaint that I've heard on LG. Sony, I haven't heard any of this yet. Sony is still by far one of the best TVs. The other thing that I understand is Sony owns the Blu-ray technology, high def, the cameras, everything that is created in Hollywood designed to be projected on these types of televisions now. And everything's obviously in widescreen. There's different formats of widescreen, but you don't need to be a TV guru or a genius. So when you're going to shop for a TV and you want to know the difference between a Costco TV and you want to know the difference between a TV you see like Best Buy, they literally add an extra number at the end of the Costco TVs, like D or something like that, and that's going to give you their version of the TV. My understanding from Samsung is it's the same exact TV. They're just not going to use the same cabinet materials or stand materials, which no one really uses the base stands that often anymore. Everyone's hanging their TVs up to have a nice clean floating look. That's it. I just wanted to share that information with everybody. It should be short, sweet, and simple. Again, Costco TVs are fine. Other brands like TCL and Vizio and all these other companies that are making TVs, they're basically making their version of the simple TV without all the AI stuff and voice control. It's usually an LED backlit panel. It should be pretty good. The contrast ratios may vary. Whether your naked eye notices them or not are here nor there. Again, Samsung's doing Qled, which is a blue light LED backlit TV, which is supposed to give you a better contrast ratio, and I believe it does. But again, if you can't do an OLED, try to get into a Qled, and if you can get into 8K, get into 8K. That's my advice for everybody. I hope to make this video short and sweet. Anyone has any comments, drop them in below. The video is helpful. I always appreciate likes. And that is my latest update on TV technology. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Do you control the dream? Do you control the dream?